You shouldn't have asked that. So I'm gonna have to knock on wood. But I squealed and slammed the door shut, and the buyer walks back into the garage and says, "What happened? Are you okay?"
And man, I bet there was a million cave crickets that was right there inside the door.
And as I look up, there is a squirrel that comes over the top of my head and lands right in front of me.
What's up, everybody? It's Matt with No Funding Way. We're here today with Leah Dickert, the broker and owner of Noble Real Estate in Southern Middle Tennessee. Leah, just in a minute or less, tell everybody, how did you wind up here today?
So back a little over 10 years ago, my husband said, "Hey, I think you'd be really good at selling real estate." And then I said, no, that's not a good idea. I don't know anything about it. We hadn't bought a house. I didn't know anything about real estate at all. In fact, that happened back in 2007 whenever we met. And then fast forward to 2015, I was like, hey, maybe this would be a good opportunity. So got my license and started selling. And as it turns out, I'm pretty decent at it. So fast forward to 21, and then people started asking a whole bunch of questions. Like other agents would call and say, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And "Hey, can you help me with that?" And "Tell me your best home inspector. Help me walk through this repair amendment. I've never done one before." And so I prayed about it, thought about it, and decided with my husband that we should open our own brokerage. So I got my broker's license and decided to put that in motion. And last month, we switched over to an independent. And here we are with Noble Real Estate. And Noble means a higher and better way of doing things. So we're always going to be honest, and we're always going to treat you fairly.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that kind of escalated from your husband being like, "You should do this," to you own a whole freaking real estate company now. That's awesome.
Well, that's kind of our hobby is businesses. We do have 2 children. They're 7 and 9, and we have a lot of fun with our boys. But yeah, our hobbies together are businesses, and we run everything we have together.
Gotcha. Well, unrelated to real estate, obviously I'm a boy dad, you're a boy mom here, so just
Yep.
Plus or minus, how many visits to the ER do you feel like you have every year?
You shouldn't have asked that, so I'm gonna have to knock on wood.
Okay,
because
sorry.
I am emergency room free. Now, with that said, I did let my 3-year-old go for about 2 days with a broken arm and had no earthly idea that it had happened because he never cried. He never fussed. He just fell on the ground while he was walking and ended up with a broken arm. So felt like the worst parent in the world for a couple of days. But turns out kids heal really quickly. And so no emergency room visit there. Just urgent care.
Urgent care? Yeah, I was on the first name basis with urgent care due to one of my sons for a minute there because he just kind of bit a hole in his tongue, dislocated his elbow, goose-egged his forehead, all in about a 4-month time span. He was just he decided that he was going to just embody Johnny Knoxville for a while there. So, but hey,
I just talked mine out of a tree.
Okay. A
couple of weeks ago. Son, don't put that around your waist. I don't want to find you hanging in a tree.
Yeah, that's boys for you.
Yeah.
So in your real estate career so far, how have you had those kinds of experiences as you've been a real estate agent, or have you been totally boring the entire time?
No days ever boring. So we always have something exciting going on. It wasn't about 9 months ago. I was showing houses in Old Hickory, just outside of Nashville, and had a ton of houses on the docket. I'm pretty sure it was 10, and we were trying to get through all of them, and it's 9:00 in the morning. And we had walked through this beautiful home, and it has a basement. And inside this basement area, we opened the door to a garage. Well, the garage then has this door that's on the crawl space side of the house. And my client, being that she's very interested in knowing there's a vapor barrier and seeing what the ductwork looks like, and she wants to make sure the underside of the house is intact, she opens this door, and it's challenging to open. And so she sees what she needs to see, but she can't get the door closed. So I walk over to the door, and I hear something. And so, being the inquisitive mind that I am, I stick my head in the door and look up. And on the seal plate running across, I hear these little footsteps, and I'm thinking it's a cat. And as I look up, there is a squirrel that comes over the top of my head and lands right in front of me in this crawl space door. And I don't think I've ever moved so fast in my life.
So, were you able to escape without like banging your head or anything like that? Or
yeah, so the crawl space was like 4 feet off the ground. So I'm like having to get up into it anyway. So there's like a little bit of elevation that has to go into it. Like my feet are off the ground. I'm kind of hanging inside this crawl space. And then this squirrel just like Christmas Vacation sort of Chevy Chase sort of squirrel moment.
Yeah.
And so I'm not one to scream, but I squealed and slammed the door shut. And the buyer walks back into the garage and says, "What happened?"
Well, did you let her know?
Are you okay?
It's just a squirrel. We're all cool here. Nobody's dead.
Yeah, I couldn't get the door shut. It took both of us to push up on the door to get it closed. And then I had to call the listing agent and let them know that they had a squirrel in their crawl space and that they probably needed to have some pest control come in and take care of that.
Yeah, for sure. Man, well, I would say though, like at least it's a squirrel, because like could have been a snake or something, and I would have screamed like a girl if it was a snake for sure. Probably just out of the jump scare though, a squirrel would be not fun either.
It's just the element of surprise. Like, I'm not scared of squirrels. I don't get scared of like random things. I live on a farm. Snakes, I pick those up and move them should I need to. Like, I'm not really scared of that stuff. But you have something come flying at your head in a dark space, I'm going to move.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. My house now doesn't have a crawl space. It's on a slab, but my old house did. And the day that we bought the house, or that we looked at it before we bought it, I just took a peek kind of like that under the crawl space too, just to see what was going on down there. And man, I bet there was 1 million cave crickets that was right there inside the door. And for anybody that doesn't know what a cave cricket is, like Google it. They look like gigantic spiders. They're not. They're basically harmless. But it is the most disconcerting thing to know that you've got all those next to your head. First call we made was to the pest control company. Like after we bought that house, pest control bug bombed the crap out of this thing, and I don't think that anything was living down there the rest of the time I lived in that house. But
that's awesome.
I don't love crawl spaces either. They're not that fun. So as far as that goes, I mean, I'm sure that right there probably added a couple of gray hairs and all of that. Like, what else have you seen that's just drove you crazy in your real estate career so far?
Yeah, so people not remembering that the showing is actually happening. Like that's once a year you walk into something like that, that people just forget you're coming all together, and they'll go about their day-to-day life doing whatever it is they're doing. It's been several years ago, and I had really probably just started my career, that I was walking in with these people and showing them this house. And, I had knocked on the door, checked to make sure nobody was in. And we had walked through the majority of the house and we're standing in the living room. And off to this, my right side, there was this hallway. And I hear some commotion in the hallway, and I'm thinking, oh, well, somebody's in the restroom. Well, there was the owner was showering and had completely forgotten that we were there and didn't bring any clothes with them. And so as we're standing in the living room, a man walks out of the bathroom, towel around waist, and says, "Oh, I'll just be a minute. I need to grab some clothes and then I'll get out of y'all's way." So nonchalant, like, it's just every day that he's showering and then people are coming in. Like, it didn't bother him at all. Like, my clients did not buy that house, by the way.
Well, yeah. I mean, on the one hand, there's the part where it's his house. Now, we'll put the scheduling stuff aside. But there's the part where it's his house, but still, like, my dad, growing up, one of the pieces of advice that he gave me, he said that he got in a similar situation at his uncle's house one time. Just because some company had come over and the way it was laid out, he couldn't get back to the bedroom from the bathroom. And he told me, he's like, from that day forward, I committed to only buying homes where I could get to my clothes from the shower without crossing a main area. And I kid you not, every home I've ever owned as an adult, that's reverberated through my head, because I'm like, now I'm going to remember if somebody's going to be looking at my house for sure. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
But I make sure that if I've got, if there's any chance, I mean, you don't know, the in-laws may come over, and I don't want to be caught that way without being able to get to my closet.
Every time.
Like, when that happened, what did your clients say about it? Like, what did they do?
Best I remember, it was just pure silence. Like, what do you say?
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember saying anything but, "Okay, thank you." And I'm pretty sure they didn't say anything at all. Like,
yeah.
Some of those situations, there's just no words. And they're not really needed.
Yeah. But they never, like, obviously you said they didn't buy that house. They never brought it up the rest of the home search. They weren't like, well, thank God there's not a naked man in this house or whatever.
No.
All right.
Yeah, it was just one of those things that happened, and then they were like, oh, they just turned the other direction and just went off. Like, we didn't see anything. Nothing.
Yeah. Did they like the house until that? Or was it just kind of flat to begin with? No. Okay.
It was flat, but that was kind of like the icing on the cake.
Yeah. Well, at least you got some entertainment and some good stories out of it. Were they like a for sale by owner, or did their agent not remind them? Or, I mean, what was the...
No, this was before, like, the MLS actually had showing time and real tracks where you could go in and you could select your appointment, and the seller would know that they approved the appointment. The agent had to physically pick up the phone, call the selling agent, the listing agent, and they would have to create that appointment. You'd have to make sure to show up on time. And if you were going to be early or late, you'd have to let them know, how that was working out. And they knew about the appointment. They just didn't write it down because it was more like a physical calendar. Like, I'm not saying this was before iPhone or anything, but I'm just saying it was like before people actually used the calendar on their iPhone. They just forgot.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you have to also think, like, real estate in 10 years has come a long, long way.
Sure.
Because I was also still advertising in a book that people picked up at the grocery store and flipped through, and it was accurate.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, I remember those. I remember I used my college job was working at Kroger, and they had a stack of those out front. And whatever, I don't remember the day that they dropped those off, but every day all the old people were out there checking it out. I guess they're probably on Zillow now or whatever, but.
Yeah, that was their version of Zillow.
Yeah. Man. And I mean, to be fair, like, even with all the other aspects of life in the last couple of years, it went from like, you got a call to order a pizza to you could schedule DoorDash to be at your door exactly when you want them there.
Exactly.
So,
on-demand society.
Right. But either way, I mean, he chose a very poor time to take a shower, if nothing else. So,
yeah.
Sorry you had to experience that.
No worries. I mean, I had I had some other people that just fell asleep and forgot that we were coming. I was showing a rental property and beat on the door for like 5 minutes solid outside because I felt like something was a little bit off because nobody was supposed to be there. There weren't supposed to be any cars in the driveway or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And went in and showed the property. We went to the left, showed the majority of the house on the left side, and then went back to go in front of the front door to the other bedroom and got to the other bedroom where the door was open, mind you. And there's 2 people sleeping in the bed. Unclad.
Oh, dear.
People sleeping in the bed. And so I turned around and I said, hey, it's just another bedroom. I think we should probably go back outside. So we went back out and I locked the house up. And then I called the guy that was the renter who I had been talking to schedule this appointment. And I said, hey, I don't know if you realize there's people in your house. And he said, I told my daughter that she needed to leave, that she needed to be gone. And I said, well, I think she forgot. There were a couple people sleeping in the bed. And he said, are you kidding me? Her boyfriend's not supposed to be at the house. And I was like, I'm just the messenger. Just the messenger.
Yeah. Ooh, you unlocked a problem there. They had a bad rest of their day.
Yeah, every time I drove by, that vehicle wasn't in the driveway any longer.
I bet not. I bet he wasn't welcome anymore.
No. Nope.
Man. So,
I did sell that house, though.
That's what I was going to ask. Did you wind up getting that one sold?
Yeah, absolutely. And then after I sold it that first time, I sold it another time.
Nice. Well, I mean, I guess it all worked out on that one. Did they buy it like without seeing that particular bedroom, given the circumstances?
Sure did.
Gotcha. Well,
income property.
Yeah, there you go. It doesn't matter. They didn't care that much what the bedroom looked like anyway, right? I guess as long as there wasn't any weirdness.
They knew it was functional.
That's one way of putting it. Oh, man. Well, I'm starting to notice a theme with what you've had going on for sure. I mean, I guess let's jump over into like broker advice for a second. Like, how would you say to other agents or to potential clients, like, to prevent situations like these in today's day and age?
You know, honestly, there's no prevention of anything like those situations that I just gave you. Like, those are all random. You know, you can call and just double check with the listing agent, say, hey, just wanted to let you know we're on time, just want to make sure your client was good. But there's no guarantee because they may not even know that there's a showing, since Realtrax or Showing Time actually populated it on its own that, you know, there is a showing at the house. And so there's no like reminder button to hit that says, I'm going to send the seller a text message and say, the agent's going to be at your house in 15 minutes. Like, that doesn't exist right now. Although it's a really good idea.
Hey, we got an app idea. Let's go for it. That's a great idea. Either that or just Realtrax. Get off your butt. Make that happen.
I am on the beta testing group, so I mean they could reach out to me and I would beta test that.
There you go. I mean, hey, if I can send people mortgage appointment calendar invites that remind them, you ought to be able to easily send somebody a calendar invite that reminds them via text or something that somebody's coming, because I'm sure that you're one of a million agents that's happened to in the last 10 years. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Sure, it's just part of that's one of y'all's occupational hazards, right?
Yes. Yeah, that and picking up dirty clothes, flushing toilets, like, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of toilets, I think you told me one time that you had like some pretty ridiculous toilet-related stuff going on one time. Yeah,
so I had this family, and every time we would go into a house, their child had to go to the bathroom. We had to do a number 2 and test every bathroom in every house that we saw. And it just happens that we were in this one house, and it was like 4:30 in the afternoon. We were checking it out, walked through the house, and the kids had just kind of dispersed. It was vacant. And no furniture, so we just let the kids disperse and kind of, go pick out their rooms and check out their bathrooms. And so anyway, we lost the little one, and next thing you know, we hear her screaming. And she was screaming because there's no toilet paper in this bathroom. And then we realize that the water is turned off with the water department.
Ooh.
And there's no flushing of this toilet after the deuce that went down. And so after a really good laugh, we all, as parents, went to the back of our vehicles and collected every water bottle that we could find. It didn't matter whether it was a half consumed. It didn't matter whether it was a Gatorade. Like, everything went in the back of the
just
toilet.
Liquid.
So that we could get one flush out of it.
Oh, man. That's a bad situation.
Yeah. And they bought that house.
Well, I feel like you're kind of obligated to after that, aren't you? Like, it's kind of
yeah. It felt like home. It was the perfect one.
Well, there you have it, folks. Just let your kid decide based on the bathroom which house to buy.
Yeah.
I had a friend that's an adult that did that one time, actually, in a new construction home. He embarrassed the crap out of it, pun intended, out of his real estate agent. Because they didn't have any bottles of water. They had to make an awkward phone call to solve the problem. But at least, you guys all being parents, and you probably had like the whole soccer stash or whatever in the back of the SUV to make it happen. But
yeah. Right in baseball season, like it was in between practices, and yeah, we had just the whole cases of water. But it literally took everything that we had collectively.
Well, did you give them toilet paper for a closing gift or anything like that?
No, actually, that would have been amazing.
You should have. On the closing anniversary every year, just send them a pack of Charmin. Keep you top of mind. That's awesome. Well, that's part of the reason probably we didn't take our youngest kids house shopping with us. We just kind of looked ahead and introduced them to the house after we decided what we were buying, because you don't know what they're going to do. And
yeah.
I know that my 4-year-old right now, every restaurant we go to, man, like he's got to try the bathroom at least 4 times while we're eating. He can't go any other way.
Mm-hmm. Yep, every time. As a parent, you just have to be prepared. Like, I literally just took the porta potty out of the car. Because, of course, my kids were raised in the car, basically. Like, my boys grew up driving around showing houses.
Yeah.
And I had a porta potty with some baggies, like those grocery bags. They come in handy. And I literally just took it out of the car.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's not a bad idea either. I mean, especially with kids like that. And I think it's cool that you showed them your job, too. Like, most people have to have some sort of, like, undue separation there, but the fact that it's kind of a family event for you is pretty cool. Do they still go to showings with you?
Absolutely. My 9-year-old was with me Saturday on a showing. He went and turned on every light in the house, made sure the doors were open, made sure the closets were open so that people could see. And when we're finished, he goes and turns off every light. Of course, I go behind him. Make sure to lock all the doors. So he's very responsible in that. And they've literally been going since they were born. Like, I was actually showing property in active labor, having contractions in a field, showing land.
Oh, that's dedication. Did you know you were in active labor when you went?
Yep,
okay,
so did my client. And they had to see the property that day. And it was land, like it was 10 acres, and contractions got heavy enough while I was standing in the field that I was like, oh, you're going to have to go on without me. Just give me a minute. I'll meet you in the barn. And so I worked through my contraction. This was my first child, too. So it's not like I was like,
yeah, you weren't experienced yet. Yeah.
No. And so, yeah, I ended up showing that property, sold them a property, but not that one. Went home, showered, ate, then drove an hour to the hospital and had him like 4 hours later.
Wow. Yeah, they better buy a property after putting you through that. I mean,
yeah. And then with him, he went through, and I would have to like nurse him through the houses and change him in the car, like in the back of the car,
yeah,
like on the side of, in somebody's driveway.
Sure.
So yeah, like they grew up knowing exactly what mom does, and we got to spend a lot of quality time together. And of course, there's been a lot of fun stuff that's happened with them in tow as well, because kids say anything, they do anything. Like, you put them with other children, they're gonna have WrestleMania 3 in the bonus room. Like,
yeah, I can imagine if I was a 9-year-old and I walked through some cool house that wasn't mine that had like the mega bonus room. I'm like, I'm playing in it. I wouldn't hold back. So you said that he turns off the lights in the house while you show them. Does he turn off the lights in his own house whenever you're at home?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I was just wondering because, like, I got one kid that turns the lights off. He's a vampire. He never wants lights on. And then the other one's, it's a Christmas tree all day. It's always daylight in the house.
Yeah, every day, all day, every light's on. And then we have flashlights too. Like, lights are on, but we got flashlights too.
Yeah, I got you.
Go figure.
It's funny that you say that, because at the end of every show, I ask a guest to give a question for my next guest. And the question that I had for you is, what is your favorite story where one of your kids acted crazy?
Oh, well, I actually have sent them outside. I've taken some of their friends even on showing appointments with me, which is very hardcore, mind you.
That's brave.
I mean, I don't mess around. Like, if we got to show a house, we're going to go show a house, and everybody's loading up in the car.
Yeah. Pack up the water guns, boys. Let's go.
Yeah. So I have sent them out with like tennis balls and with their friends, and I look out as I'm showing this house, and they're wrestling in the front yard.
Huh. Was this like a country house, or are we talking like HOA with the golf course in the back situation?
No. Most of the houses I show out, are pretty rural. Like, we're out in the country. Occasionally, I have also found my children in trees. Like, they've been climbing the trees in the yard. Like, so that's a thing too. But yeah, you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
But, I mean, you already have an heir to the throne one day, to the family business here. Like, you're training them up from birth. Do they have interest in real estate, like in practicality too? Like, or is it just, I like flipping light switches after mom looks at a house?
No, actually, they really would rather not go with me at this point in their life. But when they're forced to, they're just forced to. I do have, my oldest says that he wants to be a property investor. So we have some investment properties as well. And so he's like, Mom, I'm going to have a portfolio when I get older. And I'm like, solid.
It's a big word right there.
He's listened to me a lot on the phone. And do you know how I taught them how to remember my phone number?
How's that?
They heard me leaving voicemails, and I leave my number twice every time I leave a voicemail for somebody. So they knew my phone number before they were in kindergarten. Like, preschool wasn't a problem because I repeated it so many times leaving voicemails.
Yeah.
In the car. That's
awesome. Yeah, they're probably like repeating the voicemail back to their friends at school and stuff like that. That's funny.
Yeah.
My oldest one is the only one at this stage that understands remotely what a mortgage is or anything like that. But for the longest time, the way he would describe it is he's like, you sell other people money. And I'm like, that's pretty accurate. That's basically what happens. But then he was like, one time he goes, Dad, are we rich? And I was like, no, we're way off rich. What are you talking about? He goes, well, you've got all this money you sell people. And I'm like, oh, we have a big misunderstanding here.
Yeah.
Like, that's not my money that I'm selling them, buddy. That's not how that works. It'd be cool if it
Yeah.
was, but I was like, do you think that we would live in this particular house if I were that kind of rich? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, okay, well, we need to work on your concept of money then.
Yeah, we're still working on that concept of money too, and what things cost. Like,
Yeah.
we're not there yet.
Yeah. That's with him, he told my wife one day in the car, I don't like budgets. I wish that we could just live without one of those and spend whatever we wanted. And I was like, okay, well, we're all the same here. That would be great, but that's not how life works.
Yeah, exactly. We've actually put our boys to work. So when they do work, they actually get paid for something. And so my 7-year-old, he loves to weed eat. So he can sling a weed eater just as well as I can. And then my 9-year-old, he likes to bush hog. And so they'll go out and like pick up sticks and do farm work and things like that. And so they're earning their money. They'll go help my parents and my husband's parents, and they'll earn their farm money. And so for all of their like, they shoot archery. That's their sport.
Yeah.
And so they actually invest in their sport, and they're learning how to budget based on, do I want this like new release, or do I want a new quiver? Like, what do I want? How am I going to spend my money? How am I going to earn it once I spend it?
Yeah.
So we're trying to teach them, but that's baby steps.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome though. I mean, that's we give my son opportunities to earn money too. We don't have a farm, so we can't have him out there bush hogging anything. But
Right.
He's convinced that while we're staying in Florida for the summer, he's going to be out selling popsicles on the beach, which I'm all for. But I think it's because that's like my go-to thing when I've had a bad day in mortgage. I'm like, screw this, I'm selling popsicles on the beach. Like, I'm just gonna open an ice cream shop and call it a day. Then everybody will like me.
Yeah.
But like, people, I make people mad too much in mortgage. If I could sell popsicles, everybody'd be smiling. But anyway,
my side hustle, actually, my husband and I also own a marina.
okay.
And so for fun, I like to go scoop ice cream on the weekends because nobody's mad at me when I'm scooping up their favorite ice cream.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I'm not solving anybody's worst problem. It's their best problem of the day. To
Exactly.
pick which of the 16 flavors they want to eat.
And you got a tiny spoon to help you decide too, with the little sample too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. Because usually it's after I've talked to somebody that's bought a car in the middle of their home purchase, and
Yeah.
now it's my problem to figure out if they can qualify, courtesy of the new Benz. Those are the I'm selling popsicle days for sure. I may have to come out and just do some pro bono work whenever I want to see somebody smile with the ice cream.
Exactly. You totally should.
That's awesome. Well, Leah, I appreciate you coming on today. It's been a pleasure. If anybody watching wants to find you and go tour houses that hopefully don't have any naked people in them, where can they find you at?
So my office is located at 1350 Cedar Lane in Tullahoma. And our website is Noble, Noble, realestatetn.com. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I don't really do Twitter. But beyond that, I'm also in town. So if you're driving through Tullahoma, look up. You might find my face on a billboard. And our phone number's right there.
Yeah, you do have a lot of billboards in town for sure. And I'll link out too on the show notes and everything, so that everybody can go and click straight up to get to your Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. And yeah, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Come back next week to see what other train wreck stories we got for you.